everyone. Welcome to Draft Dreams, an Inside the Birds presentation profiling NFL draft prospects chasing their big dreams. I'm your host, Andrew DiCecco from InsideTheBirds.com, and with me today, the most dynamic running back in this draft class, a CAA Offensive Player of the Year and Walter Payton finalist, Monmouth University running back Jaden Shirden. Jade, thanks for spending some time with me today. How's everything?
Everything's great. My pleasure to be on your show.
So we're going to live vicariously through you right now.
Okay.
What have the last 3 or so weeks been like for you as you venture through this hectic process?
The last 3 weeks has really been actually been good. After the combine, I was able to come back home, but I still been training and just working on my craft. And right now, just all we can do is pray and just wait. And just really looking forward to the NFL draft right now.
Now, you checked off a ton of boxes at the NFL scouting combine, which you alluded to, running a 4.45 among other things. Your pro day was March 8th, so it was pretty close compared to where the combine was. So, was the plan to do some of the workouts at the combine and then save some for pro day?
Actually, I mean, in my head was to dominate the combine. So I would just have to do, positional drills at the pro day. But a lot of people don't know this during the combine. I had a little injury and I just pulled through it. So if you see I didn't do the shuttle or the three cone, I was dealing with a quad, strained quad. So at the pro day, I still pushed through and it was like right there. So I guess that was a plan, as you say, but everything just worked out.
So you did the shuttle, the three cone, and did you bench at pro day or did you hold off on
No,
that?
I did not. But I didn't do the three corner shuttle.
So there were, from my understanding, at least 30 teams on hand for Monmouth's Pro Day, which is an exorbitant amount. I mean that's incredible. What
There was
was
30.
I that's what Robert told me when I reached
Oh,
out to him.
oh,
So I
yeah,
mean
we'll
that
go with
that's
that.
like that's unheard of. I mean that's incredible. So from your vantage point, Jaden, what was that experience like for you going into it? You know what you had your goals in mind, and you're kind of able to let loose.
For the pro day, I mean, really just to have all those teams, probably the most teams we had, and I think in school history, truly a blessing and amazing. But not only for me, it's also for the other guys on my team who are also trying to get a shot. So it's a chance for them to also put on for the scouts as well, just for all the scouts to be there and also to talk to them. It was such a great experience.
So where were you training for it?
I was training in Miami at Bommarito Performance, and I was there January all the way up into the combine, and it was such a real good experience. Not only just being uh, there, but being with all the guys who are trying to basically be in the NFL as well.
And there's some NFL guys there as well. I know there's an Eagles wide receiver, Joseph Ngata, who was out there as well, training at Bommarito's. Was he there when you were there, or did you cross paths?
He I'm not sure if he was there when I was there. I know a lot of NFL guys are there now, currently, but as they were just starting to, come in, get their bodies right, we were on our way out. So
So let me ask you, what is your weight at right now, and what do you plan on staying at the pro level?
right now I'm like 190. Uh I plan to, get up to like at least 195, but the main thing is just keep that speed.
So going back to your college decision, you played football around West Haven, Connecticut, and I would like to ask first of all, I know you played at St. Joseph's, you also played at Cheshire Academy. What
Yes.
was the football landscape like around that area, and how competitive was it?
Um Now, I played at, West Haven Pop Warner. So our rival was New Haven, and another rival was Stratford. A little background story about me. My father was a former All-State legend back in the day in the 80s and Stratford, Connecticut. And he was head coach Stratford High in the 2000s. So I basically grew up around football, all the time, and he coached a lot of great players, including Torrey Mack, Octavius McCoy. Torrey Mack went on to play at University of Virginia. So those are my idols, and being competitive as a kid is something really just started in me. Like I said, I would always run around the house, and so I translated it in Pop Warner. And as I got into high school, where like you mentioned, St. Joe's, our conference was called the FCAC, and that's probably the best conference in state CIAC high schools. And like New Canaan, Darien, and St. Joe's are the prime schools to at least be in the state finals. So it was always competitive.
So when it came down to determining which college you were going to go to, what schools were in the mix? I mean, you had, for perspective, for those who don't know, you had 107 touchdowns at the high school level.
Mhm.
That's incredible production. So what schools were in the mix for you to go to?
Kind of under recruited. My senior year, my offers were Sacred Heart, Wagner, Central Connecticut, Bryant. I believed in my talent and I knew I was better than those offers. So I took a bet on myself and I said, I'm going to post grad. And that's where I went to Cheshire. And as I went to Cheshire, it was during a pandemic, and a lot of schools during the NCAA dead period, they couldn't come down to see me at our combine performance or watch me work out. So uh, through the grace of God, Monmouth and Albany, Maine, those were the three schools that offered as I was in post grad, and Monmouth was the best fit for me, so I choose Monmouth.
You played a large part in putting Monmouth on the map in recent years. Can you describe what the culture was like at Monmouth during your time?
One of the main reasons why I came to Mount was the brotherhood. I like how everybody was close knitted, and the coaches were very close knitted to the players. And Coach Cal, not only he was a great coach, but he was someone who was always nice to me and respected me, not only for what I can do for him, but as a human being.
Now, did you find your transition to the collegiate level pretty seamless, Jaden, or was it something that you found certain hurdles in your game that you needed to refine?
Um, the thing I had to get used to was it wasn't the speed or anything. It was really just being out there and experience the difference of college football, like the defenses and how to break things down. And I knew I just needed opportunity. And once I got that, I just took advantage of that. And just being out there on the field, that's the only thing I had to get used to. Just playing more and more instead of sitting on the sideline.
Now, I think I know the answer to this question. At least I think I do. But what do you consider to be your your go-to game that announced your arrival to the nation?
I'm a home run hitter. I could take it to anywhere on the field, and I'm very explosive. My decel and accelerate, stop on a dime, and able to just cut.
Oh no, I thought you were going to pick the game against Fordham where you had 299 rushing yards.
Oh, I miss. I thought you meant like elements of my game.
Oh
Oh, you
no,
mean my
which
best
game?
game?
Yeah, that sort of
Oh,
announced
but
your
the game,
arrival.
of course, like you just said, the game that introduced me was Fordham 299, and this past year William Mary.
Now, obviously, it's one thing to sort of announce your arrival to the college football level, Jaden, but from your perspective, what moment, season, game, whatever it may be, did the light go off in your mind where you said the NFL is a legitimate possibility here?
Um, it was 2022, my sophomore year versus Albany. For some reason, um, was one of my best runs. And that game, I had 160 on 14 carries and two touchdowns. But in my head, I kind of had an ideal that I would come out as a junior. I just knew that I was going to continue to dominate as long as I stay healthy. And I think that light kind of went off. That I knew that the NFL was close. For some reason, that game, I just picked that game. It was a great game, by the way.
Now, last season, you had 221 carries for 1478 and 10 touchdowns,
Mhm.
but you only had 20 catches. You're a really proficient pass catcher. I think that your ability to be a dual threat is really going to translate well to the pro level. You only had 25 catches total for your collegiate career. Why do you believe that, or what do you attribute that to?
Um, I actually that's something one of my crafts that I'm actually working on even more. And like you said, only had like 27 catches. And repeat that last part.
You had 25 catches.
25. Okay, yeah. So, like I
Yeah.
said, I'm just working on just being available, being an all-around guy. I wasn't, using the passing game as much, but that's something I'm going to be available to do in the next level. And I'm just really looking forward to that as well.
Well, you look really natural when you did get the opportunity to catch the football. Is that something that that you found that teams are sort of asking, and you have to find a way to kind of
Um,
show them or prove to them that you're able to do that? Because there's not a lot on tape aside from your high school tape.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of teams are really asking about that. How good is my route ability? Can I catch the ball? And yeah, I could catch the ball. I can't throw the ball to myself in college, so, but I can catch the ball, and that's something I'm working on even more. I want to be just as fluent as I am running the ball as I am catching the ball.
Did you get a chance to run any routes in your pro day and showcase your ability to do that?
Yes, I did a run routes at my pro day as well.
Your eyes and feet are constantly in sync. They work simultaneously together. Talk about that skill set because it seems like it's an inherent ability, Jaden. What kind of training goes into that? You're able to navigate through creases, and your vision and your feet always are in sync.
I think it's just a God-given talent I have, something natural. My vision, you know, I just really, I just able to see the lane a little quicker than others, and or I see the hole open up as soon as I get it. And I'm also my feet. My coach always told me the feet don't stop in high school, so I kind of just stay with that element, and also just knowing where the blocking scheme is and where I need to go.
What's been a point of emphasis for you as you train for the pro level?
Really just get my technique better far as blocking and like you mentioned, receiving. Those are kind of the points I really want to try to work on, and I know I'll get even better coaching in the NFL. So that's something I'm actually looking for. And as far as running the ball, to attack certain lanes and get there, very quicker than I usually do. Uh, taking less steps, if that makes sense.
Now, one of the quickest ways onto the field as a young player at the next level is through pass protection. Teams are
Mhm.
more apt to put you on the field if they can trust you in those areas. Now, you're built stocky, sort of like a Darren Sproles type of player. What is your approach to that area of the game in pass protection?
I believe it's a mentality, and like I said, I'm not afraid, to come up and hit somebody. It's just how you want to attack them. Not the biggest guy, but you could attack them right, and you want to protect the quarterback so you can execute plays and keep the offense moving. And not only that, I want to stay on the field, so it's definitely a big part of the game and my game as well.
We should talk about your contact balance because you
Uh,
just mentioned that you're not a huge running back. You're not built like Derrick Henry, but you're able to kind of bounce off guys and finish runs, which I think is a remarkable part of your game. How did you sort of develop that sort of skill set?
Like I said, when I was younger, I used to bounce off couches running in the house. So, and in football, my favorite running back is Barry Sanders, and I watch how he runs, and then I just do me, all through God, and depending how the defender attacks me, I look for ways I could get out of it. One of my signature moves is the spin move. Um, Sometimes I could spin off you if you come a certain way, or if however you want to attack me, I try to have something for that, and also have a good jump cut as well. Shifty, that makes sense.
I feel like basically how you describe it, some of it's natural, but I feel like a lot of it has to do with film study. You seem like
Yeah.
you're a student of the game. Is that fair to say?
Yes, I watch, like I said, I'm a throwback player. I watch a lot of old school running backs. I tend to them because a lot of them, were more dominating in their era, and they did a lot of great things. So I just watch how they really how they're just playing loose and just playing, having fun, and but also, really how they run the ball, how they getting yards, positive yards, and making big plays. So I just try to do that, or try to emulate, or try to do something similar.
Because you're so well versed at all the different running backs from different eras, kind of thinking outside the box here, I got a question for you. If you had to
Mhm.
build the perfect running back, talking vision, power, whatever it may be, what would that be?
Uh, all
Different
right.
elements from different players.
Yeah. Power. I'm gonna go with Earl Campbell for power.
Good one.
For elusive, I'm gonna go with Barry. For speed, I'm probably gonna go with I'm gonna go Chris Johnson for speed.
Nice.
For versatility and catching, I'm gonna go with Marshall Faulk. And vision's kind of a tough one, but AP, once he AP was pretty good at vision. But now to think about it, now I said it, I'm gonna go with LT for vision.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I'm
One
gonna
of
go
the
with L.
best.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with LT for vision. And am I missing any other elements?
Footwork.
Footwork. Um,
Le'Veon's up there. Footwork, patience.
he is, but uh shady. Shady
Oh,
McCoy.
that's a good one.
Shady. There you go. Yeah, shady.
The
Footwork.
Eagles fans listening to this will love that answer.
Okay, all right. Yeah, shady
So,
that.
so Jaden, you mentioned God earlier. I understand you're a person of strong faith,
Mhm.
and also you really lean on your family as well.
Yes.
How pivotal have they been to lean on both of those aspects during this time where it's so hectic and you're getting pulled in a million different directions?
Oh, they've been amazing, support and love and just being there. They were, they came from Connecticut, my mother, my father, Connecticut, all the way to the combine just to see me perform wherever I needed to be, wherever I need to go, they're always there. Um, they know how much I love them, but I'm really blessed and very grateful for the parents that I have. And God, I wouldn't be talking to you without God or be here without God in my life. He's done a lot of things and still is doing a lot of things for me.
How incredible was it to be there with your family? They came out from Connecticut and you're able to share that moment together at the NFL scouting combine.
It was amazing, especially when it ended, because it's a lot. The whole process, just grinding and just to know that they're there, just to say good job and proud of you. And I actually did a great job, so it was amazing.
What do you like doing when you're not playing football? What are some of your hobbies?
My hobby is, like I said, old school, not just football, but music. So I listen to a lot of music and I'll just listen for hours, discovering music. So for example, I like a lot of 80s R&B, 90s R&B or hip hop, so I listen to a lot of that. And another thing I like to do is just watch TV and just sit and just watch like crime shows or, you know, movies. It doesn't matter.
You're speaking my language, man. I like true crime on Netflix. You can get lost in
Yeah.
that. And then
Mhm.
music, I mean, music for me is everything. I'm in the 80s, but it's more so 80s rock. But
Okay, yeah,
I
yeah,
like all kind. I
that's
mean,
cool.
I listen to all kinds of music, but music is definitely a great escape.
Mhm.
So I know you also ran track.
Yes, I did.
What were some of the events that you took part in?
The 100, 55, 4x1, and 200. I ran my sophomore year. Ran a little bit my junior year, but mainly my sophomore year was like my best year. I kept pulling my hamstring, so I kind of had to shut it down.
Wait, what was your best run? Would you say?
100, I ran 11.2 as a sophomore, and 55, which was the winter of my junior year, I ran at 6.6 and
Wow.
55.
I ran the 100, but I didn't run an 11.2. I think I ran like an 11.8. But yeah, track's great, man. Track's definitely kept me focused for sure.
Mhm.
So we talked a little bit before we started about the different teams, and obviously this is an Eagles centric podcast, but it's also an NFL draft podcast. So with that being said, what has your experience been with the Eagles through this process?
Um, the Eagles, I met with Darren Sproles, as he's a scout for the Eagles, at the Shrine game. So it's really much, he just trying to get to know me and just asking, talking about some of my games. And that's really it, far as I know. So hopefully I get to, play for Eagles. All you need is one team. So
What will an NFL team be getting in Jaden Shirden?
not only, like I said early, I mentioned someone, who's a home run hitter, and as a running back, but you also getting someone who will work hard and is willing to go the extra mile and is focused, 100%, and just wants the best out of himself, and will take coaching and just looking forward to helping the team win.
I know we have just a little over 2 weeks here before the draft, but have you given any thought, Jaden, about what it's going to feel like to get that phone call and find out where you're going to be playing at the next level?
Um, I know it's gonna be amazing feeling, but I haven't really thought about it, but I just know it's gonna be amazing. I know the people around me, like my family, I know they're gonna be very excited and emotional and very happy for me.
Where will you be watching the draft?
I'll be at my grandmother's house in Connecticut. So
Awesome. So, what will the next couple of weeks be like for you? You're going to get any relaxation time, or you're going to be doing a lot of visits and things like that?
it's more like relaxation time and just working out.
Well, I can't wait to see what the future has in store for you, Jaden. A team's going to be getting to do it all, running back and a home run hitter, big play
Yep.
waiting to happen. That's going to do it for this episode of Draft Dreams. For Jaden Shirden, I'm Andrew DiCecco. Thanks for tuning in.